Flosstube. This is Liz from Elizabeth Does Flosstube. This is my 11th Flosstube. I just filmed a bunch of it and then realized I wasn't even in video mode. I'm tired. So here we go. Let's try this again. It is Friday the 19th. It's the week before Thanksgiving. It's now 8:39. I just put my little girl to bed. So now it's time to film. Let's see. Like I said, I just did all this and now I have to think of what. Okay, so I have been homesick for 2 weeks. So you'd think I have tons of stuff, and I kind of do, but I don't. So I've got 3, 4, 5 WIPs and 1 new start. So I just took this out of the Q-snap to show. So here we go. This is my oldest WIP. Because, yeah, technically, it's the second project I've ever done with cross stitch. The first one I ended up scrapping. This is from Tapestry Market, from the ads on Facebook. The first one I got, and I got them all at the same time. The first one I started was the Disney one that they show in all their ads. But when I got it, it was not as advertised. It didn't look as good. The faces are like nothing. You can't tell really. You know who the people are, but you can't really see any definition. So I scrapped it. I decided I didn't want to do it. It's sitting over there. I don't even know if I would bother donating it. That's how bad it is. So this is the second one, and it is much better. I love it. So it is called the Craft Village, and it is a bunch of little crafty people. So I filmed on Friday, Saturday, all through until, I don't know, Wednesday, Tuesday, Wednesday. I stitched nonstop on this because I did not want to stop until I finished it. It's so awkward now that I took it out of the Q-snap. Okay, unfold the way I want you to unfold. Okay, so this is where it's at. I'll insert the picture of the last time I showed it, which was quite a while ago. I have not worked on it in a while. But I worked and worked and worked. The people were mostly done. The sewing machine wasn't hardly done. I don't think I had touched the sewing machine. I had done some of the stripes in the fabric. The people were mostly done. They needed some hair, I think. But this is what I worked on for days. I love it. So I was thinking there was 2 people on this side, the sewing machine, and 2 groups of people on the other side. Turns out there's 3 people that are left. But so here is the other thing I just showed to nobody because it wasn't recording. So I took a picture of the back of it. I have a system that I've worked out that seems to work pretty well for me. I do jump stitch, but I don't go too far. If it's going to be a really long jump, I don't bother unless I can tie it under something, but then it's just a waste of thread. So what I do is I do like the little bits first so I can jump, and then later I do the biggest parts. I showed it in the last video with the Chinese zodiac. So this, I did all my little things, and then I did the black and this dark gray, which is $37.99 of the sewing machine last, so it could capture and contain all those jump stitches. So here's a picture of the jump stitches before I did the black and the dark gray. And then this is what they look like once I've done the biggest parts. Here it is. Now all those little jumps are contained because the dark stuff captures it all and traps them. So you don't get as many of these long strings. So that is what it looks like now. Now the cool thing is, like I said, this was the very first cross stitch. You can see my progression. This is when I very first started. See how nasty that is? And then it's a little bit better. And now it's this on the back. So it's like life. Growing with the cross stitch. That's kind of cool, actually. So I also tried to make it so I didn't have as many threads going across this empty space. So like on this one, I've got these big ones that go across. I tried to make them so I would catch something to go around a corner to get to where I needed to go, so it wouldn't have as many across the empty space. Now there's this one, but most of them are captured. So that way when I frame it, I don't think any would show through anyway, but you never know. So there we go. Okay. So these are the next ones. There's a pin cushion, a cone of thread, and I cannot tell. I think this might just be more thread. I don't know. She's got a little ladder, it looks like. Maybe it's quilts. Might be quilts. Who knows? We'll see when it gets done. So the cool thing is, it looks like these two will both fit in the Q-snap at the same time. So there we go. That is my oldest WIP. After that, well, not necessarily after it, I think I started a new project. I needed a little break. I have, when I dyed my fabric for the Hogwarts Stitch Along, or Stitch Your Own Adventure Letters from Hogwarts, I had a piece that was going to be big enough from where I cut down the big piece of Ada to the 20 by 20. I had a strip that was going to be just the right size for my Year of the Monkey and Year of the Rooster. And that's what I started. I started my Year of the Monkey. It's a little hard to see the white. It won't be once I get the red in there. It'll be perfect because the white isn't actually going to be outside of the red. But here is my little start. Oh, I have no way of knowing how many stitches I did because it's a stand cross stitch. This one I can look up. But so there's my start. So you can see this is his whole head. I did all the white in his head, and then I started my red. And this little blobby here is his tail. So like this is his neck starting here, and his tail swoops up and around and up like that. I'll insert a picture of what it looks like. So it's only 3 colors. It's red and white for the body and then black for the letters. So this is how big this is going to be. The nice thing is this fabric is long enough. I can do the Year of the Monkey at the top and then the Year of the Rooster at the bottom. And then I'll have a strip in the middle where I can put the years, I guess, either my name and my birth year and Maggie's name and her birth year, or maybe just the birth years. I don't know. Haven't decided yet. I've got a while. But I figured this would be a nice easy stitch, and it's pretty cool. So this is the 18 count. It was the ivory from the Artiste brand from Hobby Lobby that I dyed with caramel red dye. When I did the first piece of fabric for the Hogwarts, I had like 2.5 capfuls because I thought it's going to be really light, so I'm going to need it to be darker. Whew, buddy, that was way too dark. So I poured out about half of the water, half of the stuff, and then poured out half of the dark water and filled up some more water in it, so watered down a little bit. And then I did this piece, which turned out exactly how I wanted the Hogwarts. It's like a parchment. And I'm like, well, I still got to use it because might as well. So it'll look like a scroll, I guess, like a Chinese scroll. So there we go. So it's just, I don't know, maybe a cap and a half, maybe just like a cap full after I watered it down and everything, but it turned out perfect. So there's that. That I did. Oh, there it is. I see it. I see it. 431 stitches. It doesn't look like that. That's 431 stitches. Okay. So after that one, I worked some more on that. Like I said, I didn't want to put that down until I finished it. I didn't really want to go into anything else. But at the same time, I needed a little bit of a break. So, and then I was like, I spun my wheel for yesterday. Because yesterday I went into work, and then I realized I wasn't even, like, I wasn't supposed to be back to work yet. So I left at lunch. I mean, they can't punish me. I wasn't really supposed to be there anyway. And I didn't want to take what it told me to take. I can't even remember what it said. But it was something, it was just, I just wanted to take something little because I didn't know if I was gonna stitch or not. And so I didn't really, I brought my tattoos instead of whatever it told me. And I did a little bit. I did it for after work. Where is, okay, I did 169 stitches. I don't know. So I didn't do a lot. I'll show you where it was last time you saw it. And then this is the little bit I got done. I filled in the yellow, and then the darker, it's like a gold color. And then I started the middle thing, and then realized the same thing. Maybe I should wait and do the black last. But I like the black outline and then coloring it in, but then you can see my jump stitches. So, who knows? But, so that's a little bit. It's really neat. And then this same flower will be on this side, just mirrored. And then in the middle, it's hands shaking. But it's pretty cool. It's just 18 count white. And then the other day I was like, I told myself, I'm like, if I sat down and worked like non-stop like I worked on this guy, I could probably finish that pineapple Biscournu. So while I was sitting here listening to the Harry Potter books, I'm listening to Goblet of Fire. I'm almost to the end. I'm like, I can just sit and do this, and I can get it done. I did a lot, but not enough to really call it much of anything. But here's where it was before. And here's what we got to. Filled in the green here and the green here. I think I did one thread. And then I was just like, I don't want to do it. It's awkward the way I put it in the scroll frame. It's really awkward to have it like this because my Lowry stand doesn't like gripping this round part. But if I put it in this way, I'd have to scroll, like spin it so the Lowry stand would be up in front of me. It's awkward and I don't really like doing it. So I don't know if I'm even ever going to finish it. Even though it is pineapples. So I worked on it like for an hour and I was like, I'm done. After I ran out of that green thread, I'm like, yep, I'm done. I don't even feel like doing it anymore. So then I realized, here we are. It's Friday today. And again, I waited till the last minute, but I didn't think about it until yesterday. I still haven't done my cryptids, so I started working on that. And then that one, I did do a lot. So on the 17th, I did 201 stitches. The 18th, I did 140, and then today I did 375. And I still haven't finished the stupid one from last week. And then the new one got released today. But here we go. So, here's my Yeti. That's as far as I got today. I could sit and do another half hour and I'd probably finish him. It's just like doing his, you know, his legs, arms and legs. But I did finish the jackalope and started him. And then the new one goes here, and then the frame, you know, goes up. So, probably do that tomorrow. I gotta get them finished, that way I can do the next one. I don't want to fall behind and never get caught up. Because I'll get defeated, I'll feel defeated, and I won't want to get caught up, and then I'll just give up. And all this work will have been for nothing. Sorry, my cold is starting to make me feel crappy right now. Where can I put this? I'm also sitting the other direction because I wanted to show you what I did with my storage boxes, and that's what I used as a table last time. So that's my bed. So the other thing I worked on, and I put in a lot of work just in the last couple of days. Like, actually, really just yesterday and today, I think. Yeah, yesterday I did 137 stitches. Today I did 75. Plus like an hour of non-stitch counting. But I did get some stuff done. So, this is my ultimate color swatch. So, made some progress. So, here's where it was last week. You move the needle minder down. And here's where I am at now. Doesn't look like a lot, but I think I did do one line across. No, I started some more numbers. I think, let's see. My last thread tie-in for my numbers was somewhere. Where's my tie-in? I did numbers. I really did. I don't know why this is... I don't know, I've confused myself. But I decided that since it's back stitching, and I don't want to waste... I don't know, I guess I would waste thread no matter what. Trying to make it so it's easier to keep going and I don't have to stop a stitch and then start a stitch. So I've got some knots on the back where I've combined threads. Like here, I combined 2 threads. I just knotted them in the middle and then just went with it. So I could just basically keep going. I didn't have to end the one thread and then start another thread. I could just combine them and keep going, you know. So the back is kind of messy, but it's fine. So I did, I think about here, and then I went over and I did these numbers. So one length of my, the length I cut my thread, I can do about a line and a half of numbers. I think I did do one line or one thread of back stitching up, but the main thing I did was I picked I did my flower, which is one of the, what you call it? Quaker. One of the Quaker stars that's from, it's just a simple Quaker star, basically. I got it from the Long Dog sampler. But, so I did a Quaker star, and then I did my first crosses. And these are both with different variegated threads. I wrote it down in case anyone cares. So the flower is the Colaris DMC that's 4502. And it's kind of a pink and goldish color. It's this one, pink. It's kind of like pink, green, blue, and dark pink. I don't know. So that's that Quaker. Then the zigzag is the Jungle Cruise from Villiage. And then the crosses that are in the points of the zigzag, they are variegated 4211, and that is this purpley pink. So that's what ended up working the best. So it's like a flower stem with little flower buds, and then this is a different color flower. And then I figured what I could do, instead of doing a big long zigzag, I'm gonna do, this is the middle. So I'm gonna do that Quaker star down here. And I'm just gonna do the zigzag halfway through the Quaker star, and then do the zigzag the rest of the way. So, but I also went through today and started separating out threads of my stash threads so I can start filling in the actual colors. I have a bunch of the colors done. Ones I've just randomly, I don't know how I picked them. And then all the ones that were in the Sleepy Hollow sampler are in here already. And I was trying to think the best way to do it. So what I came up with is, I went ahead and separated out, like these are the 6 strands, and then this is separated into two strands each. So I did that for the first 3 of my things, so I can just pull a thread, do it, and be done with it. So that was one of the things I did today while we were watching TV. So I have, I think, 150 colors in my stash here, but I have a whole bunch of colors in my kitted up Annie's Keepers over there that aren't in here. So once I get all of these in, then I'll start working on those. But like even on my Annie's Keepers, I do the same thing. Oh man, that's, so here's B52. That was one thing that happened with that monkey, is it asks for 38.65, which I'm like, fine, whatever. You couldn't see it at all on that fabric. I'm like, why did I even bother? I know that B52 is the only white I like. It's the only one I used when I did friendship bracelets and stuff. I don't like I like the B52 is my favorite. It's like just such a bright white. So even on my Annie's Keepers, when I'm using them in a project, I have my, you know, regular ones, and then the ones I've already separated into 2s. So, I don't know. But I'm also running low on Annie's Keepers, so this one has 2 colors on it. And then they wanted, I don't know what color red for the red. And I'm like, why am I using this red? I want to use 666 because it's the brightest red. So I want the most, like, pop. So I switched to 666. So those are the only cross stitches I worked on. Yeah. And that's all I'm kind of planning on working on. I don't really have any plans. I pick up what I feel like working on. I really should pick up Buddy the Elf so I can just get it done. I could probably get it done this weekend if I wanted to. And if we go to my in-laws, I'll probably bring it just so I have something. We haven't been over there in weeks. So here is one of the other things I worked on. Well, might as well just leave that one out now. So I've showed you my stash box. Well, I went to a bunch of trouble to get everything more easier to access, I guess. So I put like labels on the top so I know what numbers are in here. I wanted to make it so there'd be more room in the things so I wouldn't have to constantly be adding new bars. But that also meant that I didn't have as much room for other stuff in here other than just the stash. So I had to buy another box. So I worked on this. Oh, that's all. This is something else I worked on. So I've had this stamped kit too that also came from Tapestry Market. And it is really cute. Here's the picture. It's the Lucky Cat, and it's got cherry blossoms. My problem is, it's on 11 count, and I'm not doing 11 count. I don't even like 14 count anymore. I'm certainly not doing 11 count. But it's a stamped cross stitch, and he is super cute. So the nice thing is, so obviously it came with all the thread. Oh, I put that in there backwards. Came with all the thread on its own little thread card, which is a little piece of paper basically. And it comes with the chart too. I'm gonna hold it up because I know you can't see it anyway. So it comes with the chart too, except it's on this weird like mylar shiny plasticky paper. So I went ahead and scanned it with my printer scanner thing and darkened it up so I can actually see it. And I'm going to do it just as a regular counted cross stitch, and I'm going to do it on 18 count so it's not so big, and it'll be cute, and I have all the thread that I need for it. So that was one thing I worked on. And then part of my haul was I got the plastic thread cards from Amazon. Because, like I said, I'm running out of Annie's Keepers, and I don't have the money to order more. I really want to, and I will. But I just don't have the money right now. So, especially now with Christmas coming up. So, that's what I'm going to do. And I'm just going to use white because it's full coverage anyway. Ooh, and if I use white, I don't have to stitch. No, I do. I could use pink, and I wouldn't have to stitch the pink, and I could just stitch the white. I have shiny pink fabric. So this kit, I'm gonna donate it. I'm gonna donate the fabric and the thread card that it came with, which I went ahead and wrote the numbers and the DMC numbers on it. And then the paper chart that came with it has the symbols and, you know, everything on it too. So I'm just going to donate it in this as a full cross-stitch kit. Sorry, that's really loud. It won't go in the hole. Okay. So I'm going to donate that. I'm just going to write on the package, you know, full cross-stitch kit. So that was one thing I worked on. And then eventually I'll do him because he's so cute and I really do love the Lucky Cat. It's so other than that, that's like the main thing I did. But like I said, since I did that with the stash, I didn't have as much room in my box for the other stuff that I had in there, which I had, what did I have? I had like my patterns I had in one folder, and I had instructions on how to load scroll frames and instructions on how to stitch together that cross stitch clutch that I had printed out. So I had folders that had stuff in it. Oh, and then I had in one of the folders, I had my patterns that I made out of poster board for cutting out fabric for project bags. So I didn't really have room for those in my other box. So I got myself another box, same box. So I can put my vinyl in there. I can put those folders in. I have this fabric, which is, it's black 14 count, but I got it specifically for the Night Spirit Studios projects, so I might as well use that. And then this big honkin' thing from last week, which is the Ada I got from Amazon, 36 inches by 59 inches. So I have, one of my folders has all my extra Ada cloth and stuff in it. And then this is the colors for the Hogwarts, letters from Hogwarts, that I went crazy. I went ahead and got the DMC for the frame and everything I needed for the frame. I have a ring over there that has part of them. And the crazy thing is, I've decided I don't want to do it now. So I don't know what I'm going to do. I already threw away my receipt, so I'm pretty much stuck with this floss, because if I try to return it, they're only going to give me like half price. I don't know. So I guess those are just going to get added to my stash, because I have no idea what I'm going to do with it, because I don't want to do it now. I've seen people's progress on it, and it's really cool, but it's a stitch along that's 2 years old, and in the Facebook group they created for it, you can't get anyone to answer any questions anymore because it was 2 years ago. So I don't want to do it now. It's aggravating because I was so excited, because now I've started listening to the Hogwarts, or from the Harry Potter books, because I wanted to make sure that I was into it enough to want to do it. And now I don't want to do it. I'm going to find, I found one that a Hogwarts one that I really want, that I probably will get. But it's like, dang it. Hopefully that will have some of those colors. And then I also have, this is my first project bag, and I put all of my fabric and junk in here. So this box is already full. Look at that. But okay, so haul. Oh, wait. One more thing before haul. So I showed last week how I wanted to do my Harry Potter project bag, and I did it. So I showed a picture on my Instagram, but this is it. And it turned out awesome. So it's just, I used Elizabeth Ann Can Stitch. I used her vinyl front project bag tutorial to make a project bag. But instead of being one piece of fabric in the back, I made like a quilt square kind of thing. I used all 4 of the house fabrics and I made them like a quilt block. And then but like I did on the last one, my Halloweeny bag, I split it down the middle. So all I did was make like a double fold bias tape kind of thing, so I could stitch on the vinyl without it ripping. So it separates the 2 pockets. And then on the back, I did the same thing, but I did it with felt. So these are just felt squares that I turned into like a quilt block, and then I traced the pattern of the crest, and then I just stitched it down. And I stitched that on the back fabric and the fusible fleece before I put the inside fabric on the other side of the fusible fleece. That way you don't see it. But this, the plan, and I'm so annoyed, the plan, I'm going to put cam snaps in the corners and make it so it folds in half. So that is fleece, so it's like a little thread catch. And I can put extra needles in there if I want. So that is the plan. And I had gone to Joann Fabrics because they had the cheapest little pack of cam snaps, because I have the tool, but I need the actual snaps. And it said, oh, they're $2.49. Sweet. I only need a few right now. I can get a big pack later from Amazon, but I just needed a few. And while I'm in line at the register, I look at the coupons, or I check the price with my phone and realize that $2.49 price is online only. So I was going to pay $4. It's not worth it. Was like 12 sets for $4. No. So I put those back. So I don't have my snaps. And I have to figure out where I'm putting the handle. Am I going to put it on this side? Am I going to put it on this side? Because I want it to have a handle. But, so that is my really awesome Harry Potter project bag. And that is, the cool thing is, I don't have enough of the background fabric to do another one, but I have a bunch of different Harry Potter fabrics. But I have enough where I could do two more? At least one more of the quilt block with the 4 fabrics, because I only used that corner of each one. So I could make more. And then I fold up my thing and I can put it in. So my thread is in one side separate, and then my tablet goes in the other side. My AirPods can go in one side or the other. So I don't have to worry about my thread getting messed up or tangled up. And then my tablet will just go in this side and zip. And so they don't slide against each other, because that's what I don't like. So there we go. That's my thread for my tattoos. So that was a big thing. The other thing is I splurged because I can use Klarna and make payments. I got myself the We Are Memory Keepers button press, so I can make needle minders. And I thought, oh, you can make keychains too? Yeah, the keychain kit is expensive and you only get enough to make 3 keychains. And it's like $10 or $11 on Amazon. But the handle doesn't stay down. So I just put hair things on it. So that's pretty cool. And then I got the square insert to make squares, and then it comes with the medium size round. And I'm gonna get the small round too. But so it comes with, it's pretty cool the way it works, because it comes with this doodad, and this is actually your die cutter, so you don't have to trace and cut out with scissors. You put this on these attachments, and you put your paper, you line it up in this center, and it's got the little center lines, and then you put this in on top of your paper and you push down and it cuts out that circle. So this is the circle one, and then your little inserts for your pins. And what I do is I just took out the actual pin, so it's just flat, and then I can put magnets on it. I don't know where I put mine. I haven't put magnets on them yet. I don't know where I put them. And then I just got these containers from the dollar store or from Myers. And then there's the instructions, which once you do it a couple times, it's pretty easy to figure out. I just watched a YouTube video and I'm like, oh, cool. So I have it labeled medium because this is the medium round. Maybe I put it on with the squares. I don't know. Let's see. Nope, nothing there. Man, I don't know where I put them. Nope, so the squares are the same, except they don't have a metal piece where the pin goes. It's plastic. But I just got some cute scrapbook paper to test it out. So I got some ocean stuff, and then I got donuts, and then same thing, it's got its little things and it's got its die cutter, so you can, like that, where that line is where the die cutting is, the blade. So that's that. This is the other thing I got. I got the thread cards, and they're really nice, thick plastic. They don't come with labels or anything, which is a little annoying, but I guess you could probably just write with a permanent marker and then wipe it off when you're done. So I got those for if I want to start something and I don't already have it kitted up, which would be dumb because I already have those kitted up. I should do those. But until I get more Annie's Keepers, I figured this will be a good way to do something. And then I also, with my Cricut, I came up with my own thread card that I made. And it's pretty cool. It's more just, I mean, I wanted to make one. It's, I think, I cut out the black twice, one with the bee and one without. And then I cut out 3 gold ones, which are just the outside ones. So it's nice and thick. And then I just use a glue stick to stick them together. So like I said, not permanent or anything, but I wanted to be. And there's a really cool one I want on Etsy that's wood, but it's out of stock. But there's that. I have one more place. Okay. So, oh, here's one piddly little thing I found at the thrift store. I was looking through the craft section, and I saw a little tiny scroll rod. That's, you know, one that you base the stitch on. I kid you not, I looked for half an hour up and down. I looked all up and down the craft aisle to try to find the other one. Then I'm like, okay, well, it's not here. Maybe it got separated. Maybe it's in with like the wood stuff. No, maybe it's with, I don't know, the tools, because maybe they thought it was just a dowel rod. Nope, I looked and looked and looked. Went and talked to my mom about it because I was so frustrated that why would someone donate just one? They wouldn't. So I'm like, I'm going to go back and look one more time. And I looked and looked. I found the other one. Now, these are tiny. Probably 12 inches. Yeah, probably 12 inches. Maybe not even that much. I don't even know. It's about 12 inches. So I have these little dudes. Now I don't have the sidebars, but that'd be easy enough. I just need wing nuts for the ends. And then of course I get up to the register, there's no price, and I'm like, I want them. But that was something else. Boy, this video is getting edited a lot to cut out all those empty spaces. But really, that's it. I don't really have anything else to talk about. This is my thread for that guy, and I just went ahead and put it in one of my binder pouches to keep it clean. Because that is one thing I did notice with it. The $37.99 I feel like you can really see the background color through it. Maybe you can't. But the black is nice and full. So I don't know if it was just the way the thread was, if it's just because the background color for the stamping is a light blue, so it just shows really well through it. But I'm like, maybe my thread is getting too fuzzy from being out, so I put it in that. So that's it for this week, I think. I'm going to bed. It's 9:30. Without editing, this is almost an hour again, and I feel like no one's really watching my entire videos, if people get to watch them at all. So I'm gonna get off of here and get some water and go to bed. Now that I made a big mess. But at least I can put some of the stuff away now. Because I didn't want to put it away because I knew I'd be filming today. So I will see you next week. I hope everyone has a good week. And if you like this video, go ahead and like it. Give it a thumbs up. I'm gonna put it in with my playlist for Flosstube. Again, I don't know what's going on with YouTube. I don't know how to make this algorithm work in my favor. I uploaded last week. I figured out the way to get it to go faster, and I'm gonna do it again tomorrow. And it's like, I got home, and like an hour later, I went to search Flosstube, and there it was. I could find myself. Like a couple days later, I did it again, I'm gone. I'm invisible again. I don't understand. So if you found me, hi. Now I'm jibber jabbering, and I'm probably going to cut all this out. So, see you next time. Bye.